Hi, this is Julie. Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I just kind of wanted to talk about bullying a little bit and give y'all a little mini story time. So, when I was in the fourth grade, previously, I guess my second grade year, we moved out of the little city that we lived in and moved to, which is more of a suburb area, moved to another suburb that was kind of, I guess, a little economically was beneath the one that we had just moved from. Moved over there, and in the fourth grade, we moved back to the previous suburb we lived in. And I don't remember if, like I had friends from second grade, but I think me being gone so long and you're kids, they didn't remember me. I think some of them did, but there was a boy in the class, and this is the fourth grade, and I just want to say I wasn't thinking about boys like that at the time. Like, I had brothers, so like, boys were my friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the only girl in the middle of the two boys, so I don't know, I wasn't boyfriend girlfriend, like, wasn't a really, I think I didn't grasp the concept of that at the time. But this little boy caught himself liking me, and he was like, "You're my girlfriend." And that's always what used to happen to me when I was in elementary school. It was just like boys would just tell me this, right? And I would just be like, oh, okay. And I didn't even really know what that meant, like I said. So there was this other girl who liked him. Now, mind you, like I said, I didn't really like this boy. I think we talked on the phone a couple of times in the fourth grade. That's crazy. But she liked him, and she thought I liked him, but she knew that he liked me. So literally, this is not a lie, and I can't make this up. This is crazy. So she started telling other girls not to like me, and they formed the I Hate Julie Club. That is crazy, right? And it sounds so crazy to me now when I say it. But all of this was behind this little boy that I didn't even like. So that is crazy. So, but I had this one friend that she did remember me from the second grade, and like, we would talk, but she would only talk to me in the bathroom. And that's crazy because, like, she didn't want the other girls to know, And what was weird to me, I was like, she's supposed to be my friend, but she won't talk to me unless we're in the bathroom, and because she didn't want the other girls to be mad at her. But I tell you this story to tell you how, like, we're all kids. We're in the fourth grade. I'm not upset about this, but at the time, this was going on at school, and when I went home, I was at home. We didn't have phones. Most of the time when I got home, we had chores to do. So we had to clean up and cook. So we weren't allowed to watch TV as soon as we got home. And then most of the time, by the time that our dad came home, he took over the TV, right? So this was back in the day when there was just like one TV in the house. There wasn't remote controls. So the kids, we usually sat kind of closer to the TV because he would have us change the channels. And but my dad watched the news. He's always been a news person. So I'm saying that to say this, that was hard for me, being like every girl in the fourth grade that was either in that class or her friends, like, they didn't like me. And they, like, at recess, I would be by myself. And I've always kind of been an introverted person, so it didn't bother me that much. But it did bother me that, like, why are all of these people not talking to me just because she doesn't like me? Like, I never did anything to all these people. I never even did anything to her, But, and then, like I said, the only girl that would talk to me would only talk to me if her and I were in the bathroom together. When you would go to the restroom. So, it was like literally like no one talking to me at school. And I mean, it was hard and it was hurtful. But, at home, my mom and dad, they love me. My brothers love me. Me and my brothers played together all the time. So, but when I went home, it was like that was going on at school. And that wasn't my life at home. You know, my parents didn't, they didn't abuse us, excuse me. So, you know, my house was quiet, it was peaceful. Like I said, we had responsibilities, but we went outside and played a lot when I was a little girl. So, and now in 2020, you know, there's TVs everywhere. Everyone has a phone. And this is part of the reason why I feel like it's not good for you to give small children, and I didn't allow my kids to have a phone until they were in middle school, because I just feel like there's so much unregulated content on social media that young children don't have the brain maturity to process these things. They don't have the life experience to process these things. They may be going through bullying at school, and then this person might have created a chat or a page or whatever where they're talking about your child, or you know, then they have the ability to look up stuff like how to kill themselves, like that. You can really look up these type of things. You know, there's so much information now that I just don't feel like, while they're processing these things, it's your job as a parent to help them, to talk to them, because there's too many different opinions. There's too many different options for them to choose from. And a lot of those things are very, very negative, to where, you know, we have a very alarming incidence of young children in elementary school hanging themselves, killing themselves, you know, and that just breaks my heart, because I remember going through stuff in elementary school. Had I not had my mother and my father and my brothers, like, I had a very strong support system at home, and none of that stuff followed me home. So I feel like, you know, I was blessed and fortunate to have those things in my life and not have technology to where, you know, and then, you know, like, if you have a phone now, someone could just call your phone. You can block them, but they can just make a new number and call you. You know, back then there was a little more respect. You had a phone in the house, and most of the time your parents answered the phone. So if someone was calling to act crazy with you, that wasn't happening, you know, because back then people respected other people's parents, and they weren't going to call your house for your parent to answer the phone. And like, then, like, let's just say they gave me the phone and we got into an argument, they would know who called. So, you know, things were a little different back then. Technology is just kind of amplified bullying and all of these other problems that were kind of maybe hidden before and not so out in the open, and it's caused a lot of harm. You know, I think we're just now seeing the effects of social media and technology. There is a positive side and a negative side, but I think there's some things that you can do as a parent to help regulate and help your child. You know, even when my kids did get a phone, they didn't like me because I had a parental control app on there where I controlled the apps that they had and could see what they saw and how long they were able to be on the phone and what time the phone would shut off and when it would come back on, you know, because I just feel like there's too much stuff on there. You know, back in the day when I was young, if anyone wanted to watch porn, you had to sneak and, you know, try to find somebody's magazines and hide them and do all this stuff. But now, like, pornography is just at a click of a button, and all these sites do is ask you, are you 18? Do you think a child is going to be like, no, I'm not, and not click the button? They're going to click the button and see what they see, and you have no clue what they're watching when they're on their phone if you don't have a parental control app on their phone. But when I tell you, those parental control apps tells you what kind of porn they're watching and everything. Like, you can see everything on their phones. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, that's an invasion of privacy. No, it's not. That's a good parent being a parent. First of all, I paid for that device. Secondly, I pay the monthly bill on that device. So you're my child. Your brain is not fully developed. And I do need to monitor the things that you do that are harmful. You know, there are people out on the internet that are predators, like preying on your kids, acting like they're a child, and they're not. They're a grown up with bad intentions for your child. There are too many downsides and scary things that go on. Sex trafficking, pedophiles, people trading pictures, you know, of your children, like doing all of this stuff. Like, so you having some privacy, absolutely, because you can ask all my children. I don't bother them, you know, but I do have rules and we're going to follow them because I want them to understand that I care about them and I love them, and I'm concerned about their safety. So at the end of the day, you being upset about an app on your phone did not matter to me because I am responsible for your safety. And that's what I was going to do. And I feel like that's one of the best things you can do. Because you can't stop someone from bullying your child. You can't stop someone from talking about your child. But what you can do is try to help them in the best way that you can. And I do feel like waiting to give them phones. And I do not understand, for some people there are safety concerns, right? So like school shootings have made it, you know, very difficult where people don't want to not have their child there, because yes, you can call the school, but in the midst of let's just say there is an active school shooting on your child's campus, you cannot go into the building. If you go up there, they're going to have it barricaded and blocked off, probably a block around the school, so that you can't even get to the school. And if you call those phones, you know, there's an emergency situation going on. So I understand the need for you wanting to do that. But I'm going to tell you what one of our APs did to her stepdaughter is she got her a flip phone, something where you can just dial, no texting, no internet on there, just straight be able to call your child. So in those cases, like, yes, if you want to, I feel like if that portion of safety is an issue for you, then, and you want your child to have a phone, then I think the best option is for you to get them a flip phone, something that they can just, you can make phone calls on, because, you know, tablets, laptops, all of this stuff, you know, there's too much, you know. And if you want to be able to get in contact with your child in those situations, I do understand that. But I do still feel like regulating and supervising what they have is something that you need to do, because bullying is just at an all-time high, and it's crazy, and we are losing a lot of children to these situations, and that is devastating. You know, I've seen too many videos and stories of these young kids choosing to kill themselves, and it just breaks my heart. You know, I have 7 kids.